और दोस्तों काल पे के साथ तो एक फ्री व्हीलिंग डिस्कशन हुआ, सिर्फ नथिंग फोन के बारे में ही नहीं, इंडस्ट्री के बारे में, आने वाले प्रोडक्ट्स कौन से हैं उसके बारे में। इट वाज अ वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग कॉन्वर्सेशन, बिल्कुल मत मिस कीजिएगा। ऑलराइट दोस्तों, हमारे साथ है काल पे। कौन नहीं जानता है इंडिया में काल पे को, एंड ही इज विथ मी। आज कुछ सवाल पूछने वाले हैं। We are going to ask him some questions about Indian market and nothing and future and what all things are going to happen. तो अगले 5-10 मिनट रुकिए हमारे साथ, क्योंकि it is going to be a fun ride. वैसे welcome Kalpe to Trakin Tech, and I'll tell you what, our one of the top 4 videos on our channel is of Nothing Phone 1, and I was so surprised when that particular video did so well. And people love Nothing in India, and especially Trakin Tech fans love. So I'm going to ask you one question. Nothing Phone 1 was a big hit. What about Nothing Phone 2? How did it fare well, when it comes to sales? Did it do well? Or because we saw suddenly in the sale time, price drop, a big price drop. So yeah.
I think we're happy with it. It's a lot more refined as a product. When we made the Phone 1, it was all about showing that we can make the first phone. With the Phone 2, we had internalized a lot of the R&D capabilities, so we're able to do a lot more on the software particularly. So I think it was a necessary step for the brand. I think the NPS score, so the user satisfaction score, is higher. I think that's what matters, and also the P&L, like the profit and loss, is better than before. So
yes, that is true. But again, P&L is good, but Indian market is a very price-sensitive market. You know, first phone and Nothing. Everyone was expecting Nothing Phone to come closer to Nothing Phone 1, probably about 5,000 more. But the price raise was about 15,000. And I'm not sure, in our comments as well, when I saw, you know, it did not go down very well. Do you think that was one of the reasons?
I think it's understandable, because I've been operating in the India market for a long time, so I know the consumers quite well. But I don't know if you know, we're also operating at a handicap compared to the bigger brands.
Yes, yes.
In the beginning, for the Phone 1, I would estimate the handicap on the cost to be about 25%, because we're so small, right? Like, we don't have economy of scale to negotiate for our terms. I think we improved it here to about 10% handicap. So I think it's a process for us. We need to get stronger as a company. We have to have, grow the business, grow the volumes, grow the supply chain relationships, and over time we can better satisfy the market. But at the same time, we should not participate in the race to the bottom.
Yeah.
Because if you don't charge enough for your product, if you don't have the margin, you're not going to be able to build technology. You can only integrate other people's technology, and over time you just become integrator. But we have tech that we want to invent ourselves, so we need to dare to charge more for our products.
And मैं इधर design studio में हूँ, Nothing के, and I literally saw the way they make. I mean, everything you have built is literally ground up. I spoke to the hardware design guys, and just amazing with such a small team, what things you're doing with Nothing Phone 2 and trying to differentiate, it's difficult. That's definitely there. But what's the future? Are we, let's say, Nothing Phone 3? What should we expect?
So Nothing Phone 3 is like the very near future. I spend most of my time thinking about the far future. For the upcoming products, we have to keep delivering better and better products. So for the Phone 2, it was the first time we're able to do something unique on the software. But actually, if you look at our real software roadmap, it's very long, and we've only taken a kind of baby step. Because for the Phone 1, most of our software capabilities were outsourced. So we didn't want to overburden that team with very unique features. We wanted them to focus on the stability and the smoothness of the system. Now we can finally do more. And I think we're going to go on the journey on the software side with our future product releases as well.
Yeah. So, but tell me, with technology changing so fast, your roadmap also must be changing. You, like you said, you want to do a lot of things right now. You have done certain things, but like 8 Gen 3 has come in, and you have the entire LLM on the chip, and it can do stuff, crazy AI stuff. So, you know, suddenly a lot of things, priorities for a company like yours changes, because everyone is, running a race to get all those AI and software features. What about you? Are you working on that?
I think AI is going to be a game changer.
It is.
For society as a whole. There's a lot of teams today, both on the smartphone but also on the web, creating AI products. I think a lot of teams are going to throw things out, and some of them are going to work, some of them are not going to work. I think AI should be more than just, what I don't want to do is to leverage AI to create something that can be an app that you can download in the Play Store. It's not useful enough.
It has to be native. It has to be integrated.
It has to be integrated in a way that is very useful to the consumer. And by useful, I mean like not 10% better. I mean 10 times better. So I'm happy to not throw the punch unless I know the punch can land. And we're definitely working on the punch.
Okay, so rough timelines when we can expect it?
There's no timeline.
All right, he's not going to give the answer. Okay, so let's talk about another brand. But before that, I want to know how important is Indian market for you? How important is it from Nothing's perspective?
It's one of the most important markets. Like even for Apple now, it's becoming more and more important. So if you just look at India as a country, very young, very dynamic, economy is growing. The middle class is growing. It's probably one of the only markets where the ASP, the average selling price of a phone, keeps increasing, right? So I think, and so because people are so young and so interested in technology, they also have an easier time adopting new ideas and new brands. So it should be a really great opportunity for us.
Okay. Is that the reason why you launched CMF? Or what was the vision behind launching CMF? It's a consumer brand, probably devices for the masses, that kind of a brand. What was the reason that you did not launch these accessories under Nothing brand and you came up with CMF?
I think different consumers have different needs when it comes to products. So if you look at mature industries like FMCG or hotels or automobile industry, there's always a house of brands to target different segments in the market. And that's how we think about it as well. I think the Nothing brand cannot cover all the needs of all the consumers. So that's why we're going into a multi-brand approach. I think the problem we're trying to solve in the market is if you just want great design and great quality, there's not a real like one-stop shop trusted brand. Maybe there's a bunch of products you have to kind of look at on a case-by-case basis, but we want to create that one-stop solution for all your tech needs if you value these things.
All right. And how are you going to launch? Right now, is CMF only in India or is there?
We launched in India and UK first, and now because it went well, we're looking into expanding to the rest of the world. Okay,
so the response was good.
It was good.
All right, an important question, and this is about, firstly tell me, how is your career as YouTuber going?
It's more like me just having fun and learning about content creation. But I think one video, the iPhone review, got like 4 or 5 million views.
I know. I saw that video and I said it needs a lot of guts, and it also, being a CEO of a smartphone brand, reviewing a phone of another company, that's just unheard of, and you did it, and hats off to that. What was the thought behind doing it? What was the thought?
I think the thought is like the world of communications is changing. Before on social media, if you follow somebody, you see all of their content, right? But now it's algorithmic. Even if you follow somebody, you might not see their content. So you got to make content that really breaks through the algorithm. And I think that's what we're trying to learn by creating YouTube content.
Interesting. Another question I wanted to ask you was, Nothing phone is a very touch and feel product, right? I mean, you are mostly an online brand. Do you plan to launch any experience centers? I know you are in Chroma now and in offline stores, but will you be launching experience stores in India? Nothing experience stores?
We're thinking about it. So we launched our own exclusive service center. Now we have one in Bangalore. We're looking to expand that program. And we're also debating with the team whether we should launch our own store. What do you think?
You should. Definitely in major cities.
And where should the first one be?
Mumbai.
Mumbai.
It should be in Mumbai. Mumbai, Apple, you saw they launched their first.
But they have two, right?
Yeah, they have Delhi and they launched parallelly. So Mumbai and Delhi, you will not go wrong. But those are the two cities. But I'll say Mumbai because I think a lot of people, Nothing phone is probably more popular in Mumbai than in Delhi. One reason for you. Probably, I don't know numbers.
Number one is Bangalore.
Bangalore.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that. But yeah, Bangalore could be a good place, definitely. So I will say Mumbai, Bangalore and then Delhi in that order. Or Bangalore, Mumbai and Delhi. Because Bangalore is a very techie sort of audience, and these phones, Nothing phones, appeal to techie audiences. That's what I think. What was your, if at all I asked you, if at all you would launch an experience store, where would you?
Maybe Bangalore.
Bangalore.
It's where our users are, right?
Yes.
We have the data.
Right. So, okay. I thought it was Mumbai, but yeah, Bangalore, because a lot of tech, it's a tech capital. So, all right. Okay, now you review other phones. Tell me, do you carry a secondary phone? Probably primary phone is Nothing phone.
No, and I think for us, it's a little bit different. Like the review was just one thing, but we need to keep changing the format or else it gets a bit boring. So I don't think I'm going to do that many product reviews in the future, but more and more interesting things. Like, you know, our iPhone 15 review was with the Apple Store employee. Yeah. Like, how can we make it more fun?
Talking about fun, and talking about future of smartphones, I recently read somewhere, and I don't remember where, but you had said that you see foldable smartphones as forced innovation. Did you say that? First, let me clarify if you had said that.
I said that it's like a supply chain driven innovation and not a consumer driven innovation.
Okay, why is that?
So if you look at, if you created OLED technology and first you had exclusivity, nobody else had it. But today there's a lot of companies making OLED, so your margins are going to go down. Yeah. So you're going to think, okay, what else can I do to make higher margin? I need to do something different. Hence the foldable.
So you really think that bigger screen is not a really needed thing on a smartphone?
I think for today's foldables, there's not going to be mass adoption. If you look at the volume of the overall smartphones, more than 1 billion are sold every year. Foldables, what is it going to be this year? I don't know, maybe 10 million?
Yeah, probably that.
So still quite niche.
Yeah, but consumers are buying it. Let me tell you, in India, a lot of people are buying. Literally 15-20 lakh Z Fold 5s were sold, and OnePlus Open is doing very well. I mean, that's your perspective, but I think,
I'm not against foldables. I think there's two things we need to solve. One is the hardware experience. Now the crease is getting smaller and smaller. It's almost there, the hardware experience. The second one is the software experience. The app ecosystem is not a Square first ecosystem. So once the OS and the apps are a bit mature, it's something we could consider, but I think now it's too early for us to think about it.
So nothing foldable phone is not coming anytime soon. That is what I understand. All right. I think probably this will be my last or second last question. But for Indian market, just launching one phone a year is just not enough. There should be at least 2 phones, because what happens is in India, there are so many, I do about 15-18 unboxing a month. There are so many phones launching all the time, and there is a market because for every category, there are people who want only camera, they'll only look at camera, some want performance, some want gaming, some want good display. Do you think you're going to come up with more nothing smartphones?
I think we need to do less, but do better.
But you're doing just one right now, one a year.
So I think that should be the less but better should be our approach. And if you look at the India market, actually, because the economy is growing and people's lives are getting better, I think in the next couple of years, it'll be very similar to other markets in the world. So the user habits are actually migrating to similar to the UK or US, I think.
That's interesting. Now, you're saying that you're going to launch just one phone, probably for next couple of one phone each year. Were there any such products that you have created, but they were like conceived, but they never reached the market? Secret failures, so to say. Were there any?
You see the Power One video?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's one. We have a ton.
Name a few, couple of them.
I think, the first thing we wanted to do when we just started was we saw the Boring Company made a flamethrower. Yeah. And that was really popular. Yeah. I think they sold like $10 million of flamethrowers, sold out immediately. Yeah. So we wanted to make a mind-controlled Nerf gun. Like a
mind-controlled Nerf gun.
You just have a helmet and then you got the bullets and you just think and it shoots, but it was too hard to make.
Wow, okay. Nice, but that concept is very nice. Any other products that we should expect other than smartphones under Nothing brand?
I think the roadmap for next year is going to be very exciting, but I don't want to ruin the surprise.
So it's surprising and he's not going to tell, that means there is something more. That's what I can gather from this particular conversation. But thank you, Carl. Thank you so much.
Great to have you.
It was great talking to you. And it's just so nice that we have a CEO who sits and just is very open. Say, don't ask this, don't ask that. And that's what it is. तो यही था दोस्तों. चलिए दोस्तों, इस वीडियो में इतना ही. अगले वीडियो तक keep tracking and stay safe.